Hey, this is Matt here. I don't think people understand what it is to be the Minister for Cybersecurity or to be in charge of cybersecurity in Australia or signals and that kind of thing. In Australia, the person who's the most senior law official is the Attorney General, right? They make a lot of incredibly important decisions regarding the interpretation of law on behalf of the government. They are the closest thing that we have to a president in a lot of ways. Now, the minister, sorry for coughing. The minister for cybersecurity, they are potentially the most important intelligence minister in Australia. Right, so Asia, they get their direction from the Attorney General. Um, if you, it's different for cybersecurity. It goes through the Minister for Cybersecurity and the Shadow Minister for Cybersecurity, both of which have a role. Intelligence is always they always have a kind of a lean to the more conservative end. Um, I joke about this. It's like, we'll have these people in intelligence who are like, oh, we're like Trump, we need to get rid of the deep state. It's like, you are the fucking deep state, right? Returning to my point, like, whoever has that portfolio, they need to be the most stable person, the person who's most aligned with the Constitution of Australia and the mission of that Constitution. It's a portfolio which really should be under someone similar to the Attorney General. And it needs to be seen as something that important. Maybe a second Attorney General needs to be created. Um, because in that role, what you're doing is you're dealing with information warfare. You're dealing with foreign powers coming in trying to spread ideas about Australia, trying to undermine our politics and all these kinds of things using digital mediums. The most obvious version of that is what's currently happening. There's a lot of effort by foreign powers to undermine AUKUS. And I actually am not necessarily a fan of AUKUS. So AUKUS is this program for Australia, the United States, the United Kingdom to integrate all of our naval capabilities to build a next generation of nuclear submarine or an existing class of American submarine. These submarines are incredibly important for Australia's defence. Submarines are what keeps our nation independent, actually. Um, so a lot of political ideas get thrown around it. Which submarine we choose is so important. Now, if you're a foreign power and you want to undermine something and you're worried about Australia, you're going to undermine the nuclear submarine capability. And to be honest, I'm not even sure that we should have that capability because it's ridiculously expensive, and the way it's currently set up under AUKUS means it's incredibly unlikely that we're going to get it. But it's also the kind of project where if you're defensive about cyber warfare and you're trying to control information, you're going to try and defend it because whenever there's controversy, that gives an opportunity for a foreign power to get in, change public opinion for what they think is the right thing. Um, and because that balancing game between defending against foreign interests and allowing Australian democracy to function how it's intended is such a delicate balancing game, the person who has that portfolio needs to be exceedingly balanced. And it's the kind of portfolio where it might not even be best to have in the parliament by electing an official. It might even be something which we need to pass on to the judiciary or something like that. Um, I don't have an answer to it yet, but what I'm saying is that the Minister for Cybersecurity and the Shadow Minister, that is perhaps the most important ministry in Australia. It's not it's not, the Treasurer is probably the top ministry, but it's actually more important than the Minister for Defence. it's more important than most ministers. And whoever we have in that portfolio needs to be exceedingly balanced. They need to be the kind of person that we would have as the Speaker of the House or something like that. And that's where I'm going to end my video today. Cybersecurity is something that the world is waking up to. I would like Australians to wake up to it as well. Good evening.